How much food does your family need to survive an entire year? Ever pondered about this question? It's a thought that might not cross your mind often, but in a world where the unexpected has become the norm, it's a question that holds more weight than ever before. Welcome to the fascinating and often overlooked realm of survival food planning. Imagine for a moment, a situation where the convenience of supermarkets and grocery stores is stripped away. A world where you can't simply pop down to the corner store to pick up a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk. In such a scenario, how would you feed your family? How much food would you actually need to weather the storm? The answer to this isn't as straightforward as one might think. You see, it's not just about quantity, but also about the quality of the food that you store. And the amount of food and water you'd need varies depending on the size of your family. As we delve into this topic, we'll go beyond the basics of a prepper pantry and long-term food storage. We'll explore the intricacies of survival food planning for different family sizes, from a single person to families of 2, 3, 4, and even 5. We'll also touch on the crucial aspect of water consumption. After all, survival isn't just about food. Water is equally, if not more, important. But don't worry, we're not here to scare you or paint a gloomy picture. Instead, we aim to equip you with knowledge and practical tips. Whether you're a seasoned prepper or someone just starting out, we hope to give you insights that can help you plan better, and ultimately, feel more secure about the future. So, whether it's a food shortage, a natural disaster, or just the desire to be self-reliant, let's navigate this journey of survival food planning together. Before we delve deeper, hit the subscribe button and join us at Prepping for Tomorrow as we venture into the world of survival preparation. Surviving a year requires careful planning. Let's start with understanding the needs of a single person. The average adult, maintaining a moderately active lifestyle, requires around 2,000 calories a day. That's about 730,000 calories for a year. Now let's translate this into actual food. To meet this calorie count, we need a balanced diet with carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Considering a diet of grains, beans, and canned meats, let's do some rough calculations. Grains like rice and oats have about 1,700 calories per pound, beans come in at about 1,600 calories per pound, and canned meats deliver approximately 800 calories per pound. To get our yearly calorie count of 730,000, we would need around 250 pounds of grains, 250 pounds of beans, and around 200 pounds of canned meats, along with roughly 200 pounds of other foods. That's a total of 900 pounds of food per person per year. Now let's talk about water. The average person needs about 1 gallon of water per day for drinking and sanitation. So for a single year, that's around 365 gallons of water. But remember, these are just averages and estimates. Individual needs can vary based on factors like age, gender, activity level, and health status. And these estimates don't account for food variety or preferences, which are also important for morale in a survival situation. Thinking about storage, 700 pounds of food and 365 gallons of water is a lot to store. You'll need a dedicated space that is cool, dark, and dry to prevent spoilage. And don't forget to rotate your stock to keep it fresh. So, for a single person, we're looking at this much food and water for a year. Now let's scale up. What if it's not just you? What if you're a duo? Let's explore how the dynamics change. When we consider 2 people, our calculations naturally double. For a year, that's 2,000 calories per day per person, so 4,000 calories in total. That's about 1.4 million calories annually for 2. When it comes to weight, we're looking at approximately 2,000 pounds of food. Yes, you heard me right, 2,000 pounds of food. That's the weight of a small car. The volume also doubles. Imagine filling up a small room or a large closet with food. And let's not forget about water. Each person requires about 1 gallon of water per day. So for a couple, that's about 730 gallons a year. Storage becomes a crucial factor here. It's not just about having enough food and water, but also about finding the space to store it. As we can see, the requirements double with an additional person, but what if there are more mouths to feed? Things start to get interesting when we look at larger families. Let's see how. When it comes to planning survival food for families of 3, 4, or 5, the requirements naturally increase, but so do the complexities. The key is to understand the quantity, variety, and the efficient storage solutions needed to keep everyone well-fed and healthy during a crisis. So, let's start with a family of 3. For a year's worth of food, you'll need roughly 1.5 tons of food. Yes, you heard it right, a whopping 1.5 tons. That's approximately the weight of a small car. Now, as for water, each person needs about a gallon per day. So for a family of 3, you're looking at around 1,095 gallons of water each year. Moving on to a family of 4. Here we're dealing with about 2 tons of food annually. That's almost the weight of a large SUV. And the water? 1,460 gallons. That's enough to fill a small swimming pool. Finally, for a family of 5, you're looking at 2.5 tons of food and about 1,825 gallons of water annually. That's a lot of resources, and it clearly illustrates the importance of planning and efficient storage. But it's not just about piling up quantities. The variety of food is crucial as well. A balanced diet is key to maintaining health and morale during tough times, so make sure your pantry includes a mix of grains, proteins, fruits, vegetables, and dairy or dairy substitutes. Also, don't forget about spices and condiments. They might seem insignificant, but they can make a world of difference in making meals enjoyable. Now, let's talk storage. Efficient storage solutions are vital to keep your food safe, organized, and accessible. Consider using Mylar bags for long-term storage of grains and legumes. They are durable, airtight, and can protect your food from pests and moisture. Canned goods are also a great option, as they last a long time and can be easily stacked. For water, consider large storage tanks, but also have smaller, portable containers for situations where you might need to move quickly. Remember, the idea is not to intimidate you with these numbers, but to emphasize the importance of planning and preparation. It's about ensuring your family's survival and well-being in the face of unpredictable circumstances. And while it may seem like a daunting task, with a little bit of planning and foresight, it's absolutely achievable. Clearly, the bigger the family, the bigger the pantry. But remember, survival is not just about quantity, but also quality. Having a mountain of food won't help if it's not nutritious. Let's talk quality. In the realm of survival, it's not just about how much food you've stored away, but also the nutritional value of that food. After all, when you're in a survival situation, your body is going to need all the nutrients it can get to stay strong and healthy. Now, when we talk about a balanced diet, we mean a mix of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Carbohydrates are your body's main source of energy. Rice, pasta, and bread are all good sources of carbohydrates. Proteins found in beans, lentils, and canned meats are essential for repairing and building tissues. Fats, though often maligned, are also necessary as they provide a concentrated source of energy. Nuts and seeds are excellent sources of healthy fats. But it doesn't stop there. Vitamins and minerals are just as important, if not more. They support various bodily functions like immunity, bone health, and blood formation. Fruits and vegetables are packed with these nutrients. However, fresh produce doesn't have a long shelf life, so consider canned or freeze-dried fruits and vegetables for your survival pantry. Also, don't forget about water. It's easy to overlook, but it's just as crucial as food. The general guideline is 1 gallon per person per day. This takes into account drinking and sanitation needs. Lastly, pay attention to the shelf life of the foods you're storing. Some foods, like canned goods and dried beans, can last for years if stored properly, while others, like nuts and seeds, have a shorter shelf life. So, survival food planning is about understanding your family's needs, planning for quantity, and ensuring quality. Remember, being prepared is half the battle. Stay tuned to Prepping for Tomorrow for more insights. Until next time, stay safe and stay prepared.